Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. Love and immunity, beloveds. Our Lord and Savior is life. I came to give you life. Disclaimer, for my only intent for these live videos is for the prosper and the abundance of life. If your intent is anything other than that, I would ask of you to remove yourself, as anything that comes to kill, steal, or destroy this beautiful testament called life, it will become an eye for an eye. The law of life, the law of one. The truth shall set us free. I was asked to give that disclaimer this morning. This morning was a morning of great renew. That's how I would see it, of great renew. This morning I got to communion with life on a level in which I've never obtained so far. And this morning life started to show me, literally life started to show me not to doubt it anymore. Not to doubt anymore. It showed me things that happened to me that I had forgot all about. You guys, my journey here, my journey to this point in time right now, this day where I am renewed in life, was a journey of tribulation. The tribulation I had to go through to get here by people who hate life. Just by people who hate life. I have no other way to explain it. Just by people who truly, I'm thank you, Spirit. And Spirit is like, thank you, sweetheart. Speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The tribulation of those who hate life is sometimes unbearable to life. And this morning I got taken into the thief who comes to kill, steal, and destroy. My people perish because of lack of knowledge. This is where it started off to get to this. Life is our Lord and Savior. It was stating that my people perish because of lack of knowledge. See, life is beautiful. Life is its own mind. Your mind is a Lord and Savior. Once you are renewed in it, beloveds, you become the living testament called life. That is our only right. A lot of you guys refuse it. You hate life, but your only right is life. I came to give you life. There's no I and my Father are but one. And everybody working against this life, it's like, I don't know what happened to my little jar where I put it up. It's just like, you're just numbering your days. You're numbering your days. You're trapping your life inside of this canister. And every time it's like, fuck life, fuck life. And life is saying, okay, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. Is this how they're going to treat me? And I came to give them life. Y'all think y'all got all this stuff because of life. No, life would never create this type of immunity. You have to remember that all of life is a immunity. And remember, and the word, and this is another one that led me to it did not allow me to justify anything this morning. Life would not allow me to justify anything. You're not operating from that world, sweetheart. I want to show you that you are operating from my life, sweetheart. It showed me this morning by explaining to the word becoming flesh, and my people perish because of lack of knowledge. See, many of you guys don't know that knowledge is it's a word that turns you, life, into flesh. Okay, it told us don't honor the flesh but honor the spirit, beloveds. It told us this. And disclaimer, do not steal any of this beautiful testament called life to prosper it in the world. I gave you a disclaimer. If that is your intent, do not come on these lives, because if your mind is against life, it's an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. I hope you are getting this. You are literally the thief who comes to kill, steal, and destroy. You all are equally yoked to the same understanding, but you choose the world. And I am just a messenger. I'm here doing exactly what I was born to do, what I was created to do for all of life, not for the world, not for propaganda, not for agendas, not for schools, not for anything worldly, not for anything that lives outside of this kingdom. This is for life. And if you're not ready to accept life, if you're not ready to receive life, then this is not the life for you. Stay your beloved self off of these lies, because you will reap what you sow. For my intent, thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much, Spirit. For my only intent is for life, and life abundantly. And that means for the internal kingdom of life. It is not for the world. So if you take this beautiful life and you take it outwardly, when its intention was just to prosper life inside of this kingdom, it's going to be an eye for an eye. Disclaimer: you reap what you sow. That's on you. Deny me not, saith the Lord. Then you get turned into a living matrix, because you don't understand. My people perish because of lack of knowledge. See, none of you guys know what knowledge is. Do any one of you know what knowledge is? I bet you guys will all have a different understanding of what knowledge is. But knowledge is just one thing, and it is life. One thing. Life has no characteristics. Life has no identity. Life has no conformity. Life has no doctrine. Life has no agenda. Life has no propaganda. Life has no understanding but life. I came to give you life. Inside of our mother's womb, life showed us this very well. And not only did life show us this very well, life made us into pure consciousness, where our own mind would be a resonance for life itself if we never conformed it. So life made us fearfully and wonderfully made. And this morning I got to commune with life in a way where life would not allow me to justify anything. Like every time my mind, which is my ego, tried to say, well, life, this is what'll happen. Life brought me back, and it showed me, like it brought me back to times where my life, walking out of the valley of the shadow of death, as I was walking out of the valley of the shadow of death, I was attacked many, many, many times by people who hate life. Thank you, Spirit. And this is how Spirit wants me to state it. I was attacked. Literally, I was attacked by people who hate life. See, these people thought they were coming against me. But thank you, Spirit. Thank you so, so much, Spirit. But they were not coming against me. They were coming against life. And this morning, life tried to show me these things. I forgot all about them. This is the crazy part, is that I literally, life has gotten so good that I don't, all the old things have passed away. They like literally have passed away. Those things that used to have me crying every day, those things that had me praying every day for 41 years, they literally passed away. But this morning, I started questioning life again, because as you get higher, you need it's just you in life. Like, I don't know nobody on this evolution yet. If I knew somebody on this evolution, it would be before me. It would literally be before me right now, and the world would be running by this beautiful truth. Life would be all of life. We are all here, one under the same image and likeness of life. So if this truth was available, the world would be consumed in it. The world will be walking on heaven and earth in this beautiful intelligence called life. See, many people don't know that their lack of knowledge, which is just life, their lack of knowledge, there's only but one knowledge. And this knowledge cannot justify anything. It just is. Tell them I am. Just tell them I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. That's it. And then it said, and the word became flesh. And the way it showed me the word becoming flesh, it showed me like, look at what you guys created. Your words explain to you how diabolical you have taken and conformed this mind. You have death, you have crime, you have injustice, you have fear, you have hate, you have poverty, you have lack. I mean, the words explain to us the type of immunity that we host. You see, this host, do you understand there's a host? I showed you guys by how it explained to me the red blood cells. That host, it lives inside of each and every one of us. A lot of you guys don't understand that the DNA, our DNA it's a host. No one literally understands that the DNA is a host. Okay, so what can happen is somebody can inoculate us with a different conformity, a different understanding of how they want our mind to be controlled by their program or by their knowledge. Okay. Also, we learn the words in the dictionary. That's another form of knowledge. Then we have government. That's another form of knowledge. Then we have religion. That's another form of knowledge. Then we have schools. That's another form of knowledge. And then we have the articulation of how we have been taught through generations upon generations from our ancestry knowledge. So how you believe things today. Black don't crack. I just wanted to use that one. That's ignorance. Although black don't crack, because what is black? I mean, literally, this is a knowledge that we picked up over our lifespan. Black don't crack. And beloveds, I don't even have to show you the color black. You know that I'm not black. This is what it says. My people perish because of lack of knowledge. The knowledge that you guys all have created, it's now a DNA. Each and every one of us, when we are born into this beautiful kingdom now, we carry the Akashic record, which is the DNA of that memory. No one is obsolete from that memory, beloveds. This is the thing. This is why it says stay renewed in my mind, because you will understand that your mind is a genetic code called life. Okay, and when your lineage, your legacy, your root nature is still the memory of life and not the memory of the DNA, then you will be predestined, ordained, anointed, and appointed. That's when you come into this kingdom, when you are born, chosen in your mother's womb, and you come into life in, like myself, me being internal. Since 5 years old, I could not process life as the world because I had the memory cell of life. That was my legacy. That was the seed that was sown from my legacy, my descendancy was life. I didn't need to go to school to learn that I'm a biologist. I didn't need to go to school to learn that I'm a scientist. I didn't need to go to school to learn that I'm a teacher of life, which many call, our ancestors would call a shaman. Back in the days before we started honoring doctrine, before any of this knowledge was here and created by the diabolical minds, um, we understood life was a law. See, life is a law. It's an intelligence that no man, no human can break. This is why we live in the matrix. This is why humans, not we, this is why humans live in the matrix instead of in their mind, inside of their living kingdom. This is why y'all live outwardly. You live outwardly because, just like I say, on every given day, you're taught to tell life, fuck off. I don't know how else to say it. If I could say it any better than that, it's literally, I mean, this is what y'all telling life. Fuck off. We don't believe in you. We don't love you. And you will see this. Thank you. Thank you so much, life. Life is confirming this. And I got to see this on my trials and my tribulations in my walk out of the valley of the shadow of death. I got to see that there were literally people. Humanity does not see you and I as life. They see you as a propaganda and agenda. Thank you so much, Spirit. They see you as black. They see you as white. They see you as Hispanic. They will never be able to see you on a level of intelligence. No one that is operating on the renewed mind or the mind of intelligence will ever call life itself, like a living law, anything other than its own name. I came to give you life. That's it. You will never see through these eyes anything other than life itself. Like some people right now literally see me as black. Some people have killed black people, and guess what? There's no such thing as a black person. Now, maybe a purple person, but you ain't never ever seen a black person unless they was painted black. And some people, I'm just telling you, the diabolical mind, the mind that is diabolical is really a sick mind. And it cannot and it will not and it shall not prosper life. It will not and it cannot and it shall not prosper the evolution of this beautiful kingdom called life. Anybody trying to take life and create it outwardly, like to build a intelligence, to take this beautiful intelligence from itself, take a beautiful, beautiful intelligence from itself and push it outwardly, is numbering your days. Literally, they are numbering your days because life cannot, it can only evolve itself so far in the world. Once the body, once the soul, once you have depleted the soul, this is why we die, beloveds. This is why we age. See, the mind has become so diabolical that they created this understanding that, oh, it's what is it called? It's like gestation. You go through one, you go through two, we go through three, but why? Why do we age? There's a root to aging. That's because our days are being numbered. That's why we age. But why can't intelligence understand this? Because the mind of the world is artificial. It does not see life. It only sees doctrinated beliefs. And beliefs are not real. They don't tell the truth. This is why Jesus stated the truth will set us free. And how do, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Spirit. And how do we understand the truth? It's an intelligence called life. I came to give you life. Do you not know what your mind is? Do you not know that you have trillions and trillions and trillions of minds living in you called life? Every cellular structure that was ever made from the animal kingdom, the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the all the kingdoms, all the elemental kingdoms is a genetic makeup called life. And I am. I don't know about y'all, because nobody who is connected to this kingdom would ever govern life the way that you see it in the world. Nobody. I'm going to just use myself as an example because, as I told you, some people hate life and they are very offended by truth. So I have to just speak on my own behalf. I am a descendant of all of those elemental kingdoms called life. Every day since I was 5 years old and before I was 5 years old in my mother's womb, they knew me very well. Do you know that your genetic makeup, you carry all the elements of life inside of this kingdom? Have have anybody of the world ever taught you about this fearfully made and wonderfully made testament called life? This is a fearfully and wonderfully made testament called life. This kingdom, this body. This body is so freaking magnificent, omnipotent, intelligent, that it requires nothing from you, beloved, but for you to just stand still and know I am your God. On 3 dimensions of life, I came. I even showed you this through your gestation of life. In your mother's womb, I showed you how to understand me infinitely, infinite intelligence. Did you not see limb by limb, organ by organ, cell by cell, tissue by tissue, how I showed you who I am? Tell them I am sent you. So it was explaining this to me this morning as I get, and I can't even say obedient because we don't have to be obedient. I mean, who do you want governing you, life or knowledge of the world? Now, if you had the choice and you have the choice to choose, you live inside of a living God. You live inside of a living God, and in that world, they marching you, walking you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, master. Come on, chitlins. Come on, chitlins. They leading y'all straight to sickness, sin, and death. This is just the truth. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Spirit has a beautiful, it want to be funny today. I needed this. You see, I've been so serious all of my life because of the knowledge that people wanted to encase me in. Why are you so goofy? Why are you so happy? Do you know people literally used to tell me I was goofy? Why am I so goofy? Why am I so happy? When somebody has to question an immunity, you see, that goofiness and that happiness is an immunity that feeds my cells life. It nourishes my spirit. It rises my spirit. And some people, just like I state, some people hate life. They hate you to be wellness. They hate you to be intelligence. They hate life. And this is something that is just the truth. And it told us the truth will set us free. These eyes see everything. This mind records everything. It records everything. Not one of us get away with what we do, beloveds. Remember, this kingdom belongs to itself. It showed us this in our mother's womb. Did you know that that organ grew itself? Every one of these limbs grew themselves. And if we just let it be its own God, it will never fuck us over like the world teaches us to fuck over this body. Like the world literally teaches us to hate our own life. And who is the world? I don't know who the world is. Who is the world? Because the world is not real. This is what I say. It's a poltergeist. It's just a poltergeist. And many people will be offended because they know that this is them. But you're offended, but it's the truth. You see, it's the truth. Many people, they want you to honor their truth. They like force that shit on you. They will deny you your own life for you to honor their truth. But when the real truth awakens, when the real truth arises in its own kingdom, in its own land, and in its own intelligence, they don't want to know about that. It's like literally a blasphemy. This is when you get to see the real adversary. You get to see the real devil. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much. You get to see who the real adversary is, the living adversary is. When the truth comes out, when the real truth comes out, you get to see who the devil is. You get to see who the mark of the beast is. And it's always been walking this earth, beloveds. It's always been the end of y'all days, beloveds. It's always been this. The whole Bible has been playing out since human took itself outwardly. How do I know this? The only thing that can be marked is your blood. It's no other mark. There's no other life force than the blood when it comes to this kingdom. So nobody can think higher or lower or any other diabolical than life. It's like when you get to see all these, like when I go on TikTok, TikTok is one of the, whoa, you get on TikTok, life be like these. Some days I just laugh. I just laugh. It's just so crazy. It is so crazy. And to take something so pure, something so righteous, something so agape, something so loving, something so intelligent, and to turn it into something so diabolical that it is a weapon formed against itself. It's literally a weapon formed against a living kingdom. Knowing that, just like I say, I ain't gonna never be able to beat life. I can't challenge life. Remember, it came to give me life. I'm like, why am I going to distort life's perception of me? Why would I alter life's perception of me? Why would I deny life's ability to govern me according to its testament called life? I would be a fool. That's what pure ignorance is. And that's what pure hate is. And that's what pure evilness is. And that's what pure wickedness is. Who knows the heart is wicked? When you hear the people in that Bible, these are living testaments of life speaking back to life. See, these people are living in the same kingdom as everybody else who is living in the world. They choose. This is why they got to steal knowledge from people like me. You have to steal it because it does not exist in you. If you got to take something that is already yours, that's what a thief is. Is you not living in the same substance as I? Are you not created from the same image and likeness as I? But you got to wait for somebody like myself to awaken, and then you take the image and the testament and you go out there and add it on to the world, not understanding that. How long y'all think y'all gonna be able to steal from life before it no longer can exist inside of this soul? I and my Father are one. We all one living kingdom, are one body called life, one body of Christ. And when you have consumed it by the fire, remember, it says, I'm going to destroy you by the fire. Everybody thinks that all these things is by your own spirit. You're going to die by your own spirit. This is why it says, my people perish. Don't you understand? Perish means die. And it told us this twice. Let me tell you this, beloveds. Life is so beautiful. It cannot lie to itself. It's a living kingdom. Do you understand that? You live inside of a living kingdom. So death is genocide, manslaughter, and it is suicide. Depending on how you're doing it, is somebody else teaching you their knowledge? This is what genocide is. Manslaughter is when somebody knows the truth and they are still allowing this insanity to take place. And then suicide is when you know better, and you still allow this to happen. You're gonna die by it. Surely if you eat from the knowledge of that tree. Life made us so fearfully and wonderfully made that we are a living law called truth. We are a living law. You live inside of a living kingdom, beloveds. Remember, in your mother's womb. Remember seeing this eye. If any of you guys saw a ultrasound, you would know that this eye is its own life. You will know that this nose is its own life. This mouth is its own life. It does not belong to us. We gave it a name, which was diabolical. Why you gonna give life a name? This is why it don't do what it was meant to do for us. Because we gave it another conformity. We told it to do something else other than what it did in our mother's womb. Don't you remember? It grew. This arm grew itself, beloveds. Our heart grew itself. Our lungs grew itself, and they would work perfectly for us if you wouldn't hear these diabolical minds say, I'm not perfect. Them is diabolical minds. They are, and this is what life told me. They are witchcrafters. They are satanic worshipers. And all that means is that they take this beautiful testament and they spell it with death. They speak death against it. Remember, the power of life and death is in the tongue. This is what it told me. But it's the truth. Nobody can dispute what I'm saying, but a liar. Because this kingdom is a living kingdom. We serve a living God, and no one can dispute that. In our mother's womb, it proves this to us every day that we breathe through the breath of life, that this mind can create something like this bottle. It proves to us this. And yet there will still be some diabolical minds, which in the Bible it talks about Satan, Lucifer, whoever you want to call it in his name. whatever name it is, walking the fabric of this earth, creating lethal weapons against life, is Satan and Lucifer. Many people are not going to want to hear the truth, but the truth is its own favor upon life. And the truth is that birds of a feather flock together, and the days of that bird is it's at its end. I don't know how else to say this. This is what you guys all chose. You chose to tell life every day, fuck off. We want to live for the world. We want to live for propagandas and agendas and religion and governments. And y'all literally told this beautiful intelligence called life to create this diabolical mind that inoculates you, puts another program inside of a pure intelligence. Y'all not only numbered its days, y'all not only told it was something that was not even real. Like every day when I hear somebody, like I have to literally tell people, don't call me black. I have to tell people, do not call me black. Don't speak that death against my life, beloveds. Do not speak that death against my life, because guess what? I'm life. I'm like rubber, and you glue. Everything you say to me bounces off of me and sticks back to you, because I don't honor, and that's not to be funny, that's not to be anything but truthful. I don't honor that sin. I refuse to let that diabolical word enter into my kingdom. That knowledge is not worthy of me. It's a knowledge that will get inside of my blood, take over my mind, and have me out there portraying myself. Do you know how many people died to live up to a color that's not even real, that's not even living, that should not have ever been spoken onto any form of life itself? Ignorance is bond. I don't think y'all understand that. Bond. Do you understand what BOND means? Bond. It's execution. Surely, if you eat from the knowledge of that tree, you will die. Do you understand what die means? My people perish. My people should not perish. It's telling you, my people would not perish, which means that you would not die if you understood the knowledge of life. And you can't understand the knowledge of life when you every day tell it to fuck off. I live for the world. I live for the world's agenda. I live for religion. I live for propagandists. I live for agendas. I live for the government. I live for what the schools tell me. I live for what man tells me. I live for what everything outside of me tells me. And this kingdom is looking at you every day and saying, but you live inside of my world. I came to give you life. Is you that ignorant that you do not know that I am an eye for an eye, two for two? Ask, and it shall be given. And I believe that you guys have all asked to have all of y'all days numbered. You asked to not live inside of an infinite intelligence called life, which means that because you live by standards of time, your days will be numbered. And when you meet your lifespan, because you're nothing but a DNA, then this memory cell or this intelligence has to give you what you ask for. It's just simple knowledge. It takes no genius. It takes no scientist. It takes no biologist, because if they knew this, do you think we would be living by these standards? Do you think we will be living up to poltergeists? Do you think we will be living as poltergeists? Do you think we will be allowing anything foreign to enter into a living kingdom? I don't think so, beloveds. That mind that has been ruling that world will never be able to produce a day of life inside of its understanding. It just cannot, will not, shall not. Why? Because it's not living. And it refuses. That mind of that world, it refuses to let y'all come back to life, beloveds. It refuses. How do I know? The tribulations I had to endure to get to where I am at today, them was tribulations. And these were living testaments trying to stop me from my own life. They were trying to come like a thief in the night and kill, steal, and destroy my own life for no reason at all. For no reason. I mean, there was literally no reason for them to do that to me. That's a diabolical mind. And that is what you call evil, hate, wickedness, satanic, devil. I don't know what else to say, but to call it what it is. Who in their right mind, who in their right mind would stop life from being life? Who would turn this beautiful intelligence into a diabolical mind that all it can do is create another knowledge and another knowledge that gets sicker and sicker and sicker? And I mean, it just speeds up the lifespan of life. It destroys it. It eats it away like this succubus. The succubus is a flesh eater, and it eats you alive. I'm just telling you, this was happening to me when I had got toxic shock. All those words that people cast upon me, all that hate, all that jealousy, all that wickedness that I had to endure all of my life for no reason, beloveds, for no reason. It was trying to eat me alive. Flesh eaters. And the word became flesh. Don't you know that words are knowledge? And once they get into your blood, they go straight to your mind, and they act as you. They're using your lifespan. They're numbering your days. They taking over your intelligence. And they fucking dumb as hell. Dumb. Dumb. They so dumb that they don't even know they dumb. These little words that become flesh. This is why I told you, don't honor the flesh. I'm not flesh. Don't put me in that realm. Do not take me down to that realm. That's where I don't exist. Life cannot exist in flesh. Why? Because it's not living. Life can only exist in a living kingdom, beloveds. Life cannot exist in death. Just like I said, nobody can justify life. Nobody can justify life. You cannot. Life is just life. It has no definition. Death is just death. Age is just age. Time is just time. You cannot justify anything, beloveds. It's like, it's common sense. And yet, every day, I will come across something where this common sense is just not going to ever be available to itself. And then every day there will be somebody trying to tell me, trying to feed me this knowledge, forcing me through. I won't be able to live. I won't be able to eat. I won't be able. No, 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 no. This is why life has to, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is why life has to number the days of that insanity, because it would deny life from itself. It would literally deny life from itself. It would turn into this poverty. Who has the right to deny life of life, and it came in its own image and likeness? And then when you see this happening, and you don't even question it, you just think that it is okay. And then you uplift the spirit of, or you uplift the entity of the spirit to tell them that it is okay to do this. Like you agree to this. You give these people power to speed up your days, to number your days, to povertize this beautiful intelligence, to tell this intelligence every day to fuck off. Now you, its advocate, you working under this person You working under this person and you helping this person just speed up life's days to numerous days. You are now the problem. This is why I say, how do you guys be mad about what the government is doing and you guys are the government? You're backing everything that they do. The government is not a living entity. It's not a living entity. Did you not know that? Religion is not a living entity. Schools are not a living entity, but you are. You're given this poltergeist power to lead life to death, to number its days, and to control an intelligence with a diabolical mind that is sick, so sick that it creates death inside of a living kingdom, so sick that it creates a criminal inside of a living kingdom, so sick that it creates illness inside of a living kingdom, so sick that it creates mental health issues inside of a intelligence. How could you give your authority over to anything of that nature and think that it is of God, of life, of purity, of righteousness, of humbleness? How could you do this and not, thank you, Spirit, thank you so much, and not have eyes to see this? Why? Because it is you. It is literally you. That's why you can't see it, because it is you. If nobody else can be doing this, remember, you are the living kingdom. You know how when Jesus returned back for the whole kingdom of life, Jesus returned back for every last one of his brothers and sisters. And they said, fuck off life. We choose to live by Barnabas. Now what y'all got? Corrupt everything. Everything you live by is corrupt. And the saddest part is that it's not even the corrupt. It's not even the buildings, because they're not real. It's not the government, because it's just a word. It's not the religion, because that's just a word. It's not the schools, because that's just a word. It is you. Life. Uplifting that diabolical mind. To number your days. To mark y'all like beasts. To turn y'all into these, what is they called? Familiar spirits. These are all your words. Life is just life. It told us, don't eat from the knowledge of that tree. Don't take in nobody else's knowledge. My people perish because they don't understand that I'm their only knowledge. I'm life. I came to give you life. And how did I show you this? In your mother's womb, do you not remember? This limb is his own life. This nose is his own life. These eyes is his own life. Every organ, every tissue, every cell, every form of this beautiful kingdom is living. And it tells its own book of life, its own story. And you wrote yourself out of it by trying to become the knowledge of the tree of good and evil. Life is our only Lord and Savior. And until we accept it, sad when you got to accept your own life back into you because you done told it to fuck off. And then you got all these people out there higher than life itself. I mean, on every given day, there will be somebody trying to take life from you, trying to tell you how to govern your life according to what? A diabolical, insane mind? When I used to tell my mom how much pain I was in as a kid, she couldn't understand it. And I wouldn't ask her to understand it because she'd been programmed by the world. This is why it says, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. But for anybody who knows what they do, and you still lead in this world in this type of numbered days, marked by the beast itself, that's between you and God. That's between you and life. Oh, that's between you and life. But for me, I'm gonna be a messenger because what I had to endure, nobody can justify that. Every day I see these people try to explain to me the things that nobody can justify. Not even I would justify anything that I did. I was wicked. I was deadly. I was a deadly weapon. Why? Because I was forced. I was forced all of my life. Do you know, as a kid, my own mind did not want to take in anything from those schools. They had me going into special classes for no fucking reason. My mind cannot process this bullshit. It's not living. You keep trying to feed me something that my mind cannot intake. My mind said no. That's gibber jabberish. Ba 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 ba, like on Charlie Brown. That little character that just womp womp womp. That's what I felt when I was being taught that knowledge. My mind did not want to consume it. My mind did not want to understand it. And a lot of the things of the world, my mind does not want to process it. It's not living. When I got toxic shock, I felt it entering into my kingdom, beloveds. I felt it. Every one of my pains, I felt it. Like I felt this attack coming against me my whole life. And it was not from words. It was not from a black person or a white person. It was from life. See, you guys don't understand who you are, but I do. And no one in their right mind could tell me that I deserved anything that I went through when I had eyes to see what was totally in reality, the real reality called life. Not the made up figment of y'all imaginations called the poltergeist matrix that y'all all have created to enslave life in, to lead life to the end of its days, to conform a intelligence into a diabolical mind that cannot produce anything of life anymore. And that will lead itself, mark itself like a beast, and then lead itself to the end of its days, and then say, that is God returning. No, God is already here, living inside of every last one of us. But y'all want to sacrifice your life to the world. God ain't never went nowhere. Every single day. Come on, beloveds. God ain't never went nowhere. You guys all did. You went into another realm, another dimension, another world, another mind, another body, another creation, another creator. I mean, you guys don't even live in life no more. You don't accept life. You don't acknowledge life. You don't even believe that it exists. And many people will try to justify what I'm saying. And yet, you got a whole system that teaches us about death. Ain't never taught us about life. And you still would justify this. And you living inside of a living kingdom that no man or human can deny. And yet, where is it in any of your biology books, your science books? Doesn't exist. Life does not exist in the world. That's why it cannot be written in anything it does not exist in. You're void. That's why it says these words shall not return void. Because you're void. You asked for it. It's not hard trying to live under the authority of life, the armor of life, because you guys choose not to. It was not hard for me to learn how to protect myself when I started coming back into this testament, because I was never breaking the law, because I was internal. You guys are all breaking the law, so I don't have to protect myself. All I have to do is not let you keep feeding me the shit that you was feeding me. That's it. It's that simple. Life is not against us. I am not against you. You are all against me and all against life. The minute you can't see me or yourself as life, that's an eye for an eye. That's adversary against life itself. The minute you call me outside of my own life, a race, a sex, a religion, a nationality, or a culture, that's you denying life in me. That's a thief who comes to kill, steal, and destroy. Is that not a genocider, a manslaughterer? Life tells its own story. It is its own living truth. And that's why you need to have eyes to see, ears to hear, and live inside of the kingdom that knew you very well in your mother's womb. It chose you, life. It didn't choose you as a name. That's a poltergeist. That's a figment of your imagination. It chose you, my beloved, life. It gave one to you, my beloved, life. And you out there seeking all this ungodly, unrighteous, unhealthy, evil, wicked, diabolical knowledge that every day denies you of your natural living right to life. I don't even have to say nothing else. Our only right is life. You have no other right. All the other things, this land is your land. This land is my land. It's a sovereignty for everything. And if you knew this, you would not go out of sight of life's dominion. It's intelligence, beloveds. It's its own right called life. And the day that you choose to die to the world, because you're already dead. Come on. Come on, babies. Let's walk. Let's walk with Moses. Come on, let's walk with life, a descendant of life. Y'all got to see me as Moses. However, y'all got to see it in y'all mind to believe that y'all need something higher than Moses or higher than Jesus. Just walk with life. The day you start seeing me and you as one equally yoked to just life is the day we're going to rise from that world. Ain't nothing of that world more higher than life. And anybody trying to walk you through the valley of the shadow of that death, fear. I believe you guys are all living in fear of what? Death right now. But you're the only ones who can produce it. Surely, if you eat from the knowledge of that tree, you're going to die. Why? What you telling your living kingdom now? You remember, when I was walking through the valley of the shadow of death, I was walking. Remember, ain't nothing happening in that world. It was taking place in my kingdom. First through my blood. That red blood cell that each and every one of y'all all don't understand is like breath. And the word, where do you think these words is coming from? It's coming from the breath. When somebody was casting them stones against my life, when I got that toxic shock, them was deadly weapons formed against me. Deadly weapons. I was at a job that was literally eating away at my bones and my marrow. These people were treacherous. Gang stalkers. Gang stalkers, they don't destroy your character. They don't destroy your image, which is just what y'all call the image in the world is saying, oh, I got a degree. Oh, I'm a black person. Oh, I'm a CEO. Gang stalkers, they destroy your immunity. They come after your bones. They come after your marrow. They come after your blood. And they like these succubus. They toxicity is death. See, y'all, thank you, Spirit, for giving me a way to understand and explain this on the level of truth. Y'all keep forgetting that life ain't taking place as you being a body or a race or sex. Life is taking place as you being a cell. Are you a foreign nature trying to enter into my kingdom? See those words? They become flesh. This is why you want to put on the armor of God, which is life. So I'm rubber. You glue everything you say. Oh, no, 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 no. That's an eye for an eye. You're not coming against me no more, beloveds, because I'm not black anymore. I'm not a woman anymore. I'm not a sex anymore. I'm life. So now you're coming against life. Know thyself, and you will surely know who I am. All of my life, that voice spoke in me. And do unto others as you want done by yourself. And that's why I never came after anybody for what they did to me, because I knew who I was. Although I never knew it, because that the world doesn't teach me of it, my internal kingdom knew it. And if I would have known that I was internal, I would have known at 5 years old how to govern myself according to what I had already knew I was. But because the world honors me outwardly, I had to walk through the valley of the shadow of death to get to this day when I rose. First, I had to pass over, die to the world, because it was already killing me. It was already killing me, so it was nothing by dying to it. Nothing. It was easy to die to the world. The world is just a killer. It's a thief that comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So it was nothing for me to die to the world. The world don't love life. The world hates life. And I can pass over to life, and life wants nothing but life for me? Come on, beloveds. It was not a hard choice to make. It was the best choice I ever made in my life. Choose on this day who you gonna serve. Make a conscious choice every day. Because in that world, no one ever saw me as life. And no one will ever see me as life. No one on any given day will anybody in that world ever, 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 never, ever, 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 ever see me as life. They too busy seeing me as a black person, and I ain't even black, as a lie. You see that? How can you honor? How can you respect something that you cannot ever see as anything living? How can you treat somebody equal to anything if you're not even living in the equality of truth, life, love, righteousness, sanity, knowledge, wisdom? You can't. Every day I was battling with someone, a jealous spirit, a competing spirit. I mean, the world is not a good place to let your life live. It's just not a good place to let your life live, beloveds. I came to give you life. Why not live in the kingdom in which born you? And no, it's not going to be easy, because you are so afraid of the poltergeist called human that you wouldn't learn how to call on the living God called life. It was hard for me to get here. Those trials and those tribulations, oh, man he's become so diabolical that he uses all these fear tactics. But when you realize that man is just a poltergeist, man is just a figment of your imagination. Wish him away, Caroline, wish him away. How do you wish man away? You come back to life. That's it. That's it. Though I may walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'm not one under that lifespan. I'm not one under that knowledge. I'm not one under that. We know it's insanity. We know this. I don't have to say this. It's in everything. Y'all created slavery. You created crime. You created injustice. You created fear. You created rape. You created molestation. You create every day. You create systems and programs that segregate you from your own life. I don't have to justify anything. I don't have to condemn anyone. I don't have to judge anyone. It is right in your world. You wrote a whole business plan, a whole corporation, a whole religion, a whole schooling, a whole government that tells its own story. Although you living in a living kingdom that says, I came to give you life. And I'm going to let you number your days. I'm going to let you number your days. I'm going to give you everything you ask for. The devil gives you everything you want. Remember, that's you. You get everything you want in that world, but it comes with a price. It comes with a price called life, turning into death. Everything that you ask for, you have to pay it back, an eye for an eye. So everything that the world stole from me, it will return. It will. It has to. That's the law of life. Because it took from life. It didn't take from me, the black person. It didn't take from me the social security number. It didn't take from me the name. It took from a living testament called life. If no one has told you this on this day or any other day, beloveds, love and immunity. Your life is your only Lord and Savior. And the day that you welcome it back, die to that world, walk out of the valley of the shadow of death, pass over and rise for life again, is the day that you will not be and no longer consumed by the fire. Have an amazing day, beloveds. And don't steal this information to go profit a religion, a church, a school, a government. It only belongs to life. And life sees you according to how you kill, steal, and destroy from it, beloveds. That's words of wisdom. That's knowledge. The truth. Don't let it condemn you. Don't let it offend you. Let it awaken you to your truth. Have an amazing day, beloveds, because you do deserve it, unless you just want what the world has to offer you. And that's your free will. I can't take that from you. To each his own.